Hey Mixers, welcome back to an NFL player props and game bets video. Today we're going to go over my final leans for all of the sides, totals, and spreads. Plus I have some new player props for you. I have a bunch of touchdown calls in this video, new ones. And then I also have a couple of moneyline parlays. I know I have two parlays. I think they're both moneyline parlays. Anyway, so let's jump into those things. All right, so let's quickly review the Thursday night football game. Both of the leans that I gave out did not hit. I wasn't really sure about that game. I told you I was only going to bet half unit on that game. And so that's what I did. I did take all of the promos in that game. So there was a Kyler Murray promo, which did hit. There was a Marvin Harrison Jr. promo, which did hit. I think that was it. There was a JSN promo, the taco on Taco Tuesday from Prize Picks. So all of the promos hit in this game, but the two bets that I gave out did not. Kyler Murray had obviously a bad game. I mean, he's not a very good quarterback. And also, Torrey Horton only had one catch for 10 yards, so he just didn't need to be involved in that one. The Seahawks pretty much had that game well in hand most of the time, although they kind of let the Cardinals come in the back door towards the end, made it a little bit scary, but they ended up putting it away. So our leans have dropped down now to 62%, which is still obviously a fantastic stat for leans. If you're anywhere between 60 to 70% hit rate on regular lines, that is very good. Our best bets are not at 62%. I wish they were, but maybe we can get them there. All right, the game bets. My record is over here on the left, so we did have a nice winning week on the game bets last week. But these are the game bets that I've already given out and the touchdowns that I've already given out. So I'm not going to go over these again. You can take a screenshot if you want to, and then we're just going to move on to the next screen. Here are the player props that I've already given out. So you can take a screenshot of these as well. And then let's jump into all of the changes for the game sides, totals, and spreads. For the first time, I think ever, we have been on the correct side of every spread and total line movement, which was kind of crazy. So I don't have a lot of changes for you. I'm just going to speed through this. So in this game, the Steelers and the Vikings, the lines have not moved at all. We were on Minnesota minus 2.5. We were on Minnesota money line and over the 40.5 total. And we're sticking with all of those. Washington and Atlanta. So Washington, this one flip-flopped. So we were originally on Washington minus 2.5, but now we're getting Washington plus 2.5. So I will absolutely take the plus. I know a lot of people are on Atlanta. I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta gets up for this one and wins the game. But I'm on the Washington side. I am on the Atlanta side for some player props, though. And then I'm sticking with the under 45.5. New Orleans and Buffalo, these lines have gotten shorter, I believe. So we'll stick with the original 16.5 that we got. It's now at 14.5. And the under 48.5. Cleveland and Detroit. This one has opened up like crazy. I did not bet these. It makes me wish I had bet it. But we got Detroit minus 7.5 early when it first opened on Monday. Well, it opened, the day before, but I got it Monday. 7.5 is where I saw it. Under 45.5 is the total, and we'll stick with that because it is starting to go down. And then Carolina and sorry, not the Carolina Patriots. It keeps trying to come out of my mouth. Carolina Panthers and the New England Patriots. This has not moved, except for the total is starting to move down. So I will stick with the 44.5 under that we had to begin the week. The Chargers and the Giants. This is staying right where it is. So I think the total is starting to go down, but we got it at 45, so we'll keep that. And then the Eagles and the Buccaneers. These lines have not moved. I think the total is starting to go up, if I'm not wrong, but we got it at 43.5, so we'll stick with that over. The Titans and the Texans. So we were on the Titans side of things, and things have not changed. The lines have not moved. I think it's starting, I don't think 7.5 is available any longer. It might only just be 7, but I still like 7. And I think that the Tennessee Titans could win this game outright. And I did put a little bit of a sprinkle on the money line there. But I know it's a little crazy. I just think Houston has been really bad. And I know they're at home, and I know they're 0-3. And so it makes sense that Houston will win this game, but I'm not so sure. All right, the Rams and the Colts. I am wearing my Colts hat, dug it out of my closet. We are on the Colts side on all of these, even though I think the Rams are a fantastic team. And we also have a Daniel Jones ladder that we'll talk about a little bit later. So, yeah, those lines haven't moved. The lines on San Francisco 49ers and Jacksonville have not moved. We're still on San Francisco minus 3.5 and the under 47. Baltimore, Kansas City Chiefs, these lines have not moved either. We'll take the -2 on Baltimore and the under 48.5, although I think the Chiefs could easily win this game as well. And actually, usually in my strategy with games like this, where it's like two high-powered teams, that are very good, and either team could win, I usually do take the underdog on the money line, just because, 50-50, you're going to probably win at least half of those. And if you're getting plus money on all of it, then you're making profit. But I'm not doing that this time. All right, Chicago and the Raiders. This one has been a pick 'em, so you could choose who you want. And I did take the Bears early. I know that the Raiders are playing at home, and they probably need this win a little bit more. But yeah, I did take the Bears, and I did put the Bears in a teaser. Green Bay and the Cowboys. I've been on the Cowboys this whole time, and I'm not changing that. I know that they have a horrible team. Honestly, I don't know how they win this game, but maybe they still cover the spread. That's all I'm kind of hoping for here. I know it seems like Green Bay is just going to blow this team out, and maybe that is what happens, and I just get this one wrong. But I didn't put any of my money on any of these leans, so I don't feel too bad about it if that is what happens. Jets at Miami. I do like this one. Oh, I like the over 44.5 on this one. I am on the Jets side for all of it. So Jets money line, Jets +3. Justin Fields is going to be playing. This one was 2.5. I did see it at 3 this morning, so I wanted it at 3. 3.5 would be even better if I could get that hook. That would be amazing, but I did not see that this morning. And then the Bengals and the Broncos on Monday. These lines have not moved. So we were on Denver early, -7.5, and then the over 44.5. But yeah, these lines haven't moved. So that is all the game bets. Here are the new player props that I have for you. I have a couple best bets and then a few leans, and then a ladder. So Travion Henderson over 16.5 passing yards. I mean, it should be receiving yards. It says passing yards here, but obviously I mean receiving yards. He's over 100% of the time, and he's been playing less than 46% of the snaps. He only played like 35% of the snaps in the first 2 games, and then he played 46% of the snaps in the last game after, Ramondre Stevenson fumbled twice and Antonio Gibson fumbled as well. Then he took every rushing attempt after that, and that still only pushed him to 46% usage. So if he comes into this game anywhere around 50% usage or more, I think he easily clears this line against the Carolina Panthers, who are obviously not a very good team. All right, Xavier Worthy over 4 receptions. This I found on Prize Picks. It's everywhere else. It's like 3.5 and juice to go over. So if you want to take it somewhere there for a little bit less payout, you can. But I don't mind playing for the push here because I think you can get over 4. So I'll take the push for even money, or like this push line. Anyway, he's pushed or gone over this line 11 out of the last 12 games. And really the most recent game doesn't count because he only played like less than 5 minutes. So really he's gone over this line 100% of the last 11 games. And obviously Rashee Rice was not playing in those games, but he's also not playing in this game. So I don't know how he doesn't get his looks here, especially in a must-win game for the Chiefs, hosting one of the better teams in the league, the Baltimore Ravens. I have a lean on Jalen Hurts. His yardage just seems too low, and it's not 289.5. Sorry, I made so many mistakes editing this morning. Apparently, it's 189.5. So Jalen Hurts over 189.5 passing yards. He's over in 2 of 3 in the head-to-heads. He's over 100% of the time. Not him, but quarterbacks facing the Buccaneers are over this line 100% of the time this year. And then this year so far, obviously, Jalen Hurts has started off really slow with the throwing, with the passing game. But I do think the Buccaneers, being like a playoff team that's going to challenge them, they are scrappy and they can score. That is going to force Jalen Hurts to throw a little bit more. So I do like that as just a lean, not 289, 189. Devin Singletary under 2.5 Q1 rush yards. These are inherently risky, making these quarter 1 bets. But Devin Singletary has been returning kicks ever since Cam Scatterbo took over the backfield around game 2. And so I just don't think he gets a rush attempt in the first quarter at all, let alone, a positive rush attempt. So he did get this in the second game, but he didn't get this in the first game or the most recent game. So I like the stats. You know, it's been hitting on the under. Singletary is returning kicks, so he's not really getting those early snaps. Plus, the Chargers like to chew the clock, so it's very possible here the Giants only get one possession in the first quarter. So yeah, I just like how this all lines up. It's just inherently risky, so that is why it is a lean. And then Quinshaw Jenkins over 13.5 for his longest rush. He's had 31 and 38 in his first two games against good teams, guys. The Baltimore Ravens and the Green Bay Packers. He more than doubled this line in those two games. So, yeah, I really like this one. I was looking at his just regular rush attempts, 14. I like that. I like his regular rush yards, which is around almost 60, like 57, 58, something like that. I know that the Lions, you know, haven't really, they're not necessarily like, oh, yeah, everyone can run on the Lions, but you can run on the Lions. And I know that the Browns are going to be down, but they're always down. And they still run the ball. They try really hard to control that clock. So Henry, you know, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, and DeAndre Swift all went over this line for their longest rush. So I don't know why a younger running back can't also do it. All right, so here are the new game bets that I made. I accidentally put together two moneyline parlays because I forgot that I had already bet the first one. And so then I went and bet the second one. So whoops on that. You know, normally I wouldn't do that. But this first one here is a 4-leg. So for plus 109, Chargers to beat the Giants in New York, Lions to beat the Browns at home, Broncos to beat the Browns in Denver, and then the Bills to beat the Saints in New York. That is, I put a full unit on that because I've been doing really good with my moneyline parlays. And then the moneyline parlay for plus 169, a little bit riskier. Chargers at the Giants, 49ers with the Jaguars, and the Broncos with the Bengals. So that 49ers one is the risky one that's pushing this payout up a little bit. So you can decide what you want to do on that. And then touchdown calls that are new for this video. I'm taking a couple dart throws here, so you don't have to follow me on these. I really like Saquon and Josh Jacobs to get a touchdown, so I put those two together in a moneyline parlay for plus 153. And then Tony Pollard for plus 135. I mean, if I think the Titans could potentially win that game, which I do because I bet on their money line, just like a tiny little bet, then someone's going to have to score. And so I'll take the running back for plus 135. I'm also going to take Gunnar Helm, the tight end from Texas. He's a rookie tight end. He's only like he's barely playing, guys. He's not playing a lot. He's catching like one pass in most games, and so this is a huge long shot. But he has gotten some red zone usage, so I'm going to take a shot for plus 1,300. I put $5 on it, so you know, just a tiny little shot there. And then Brock Bowers at plus 150. I do think, you know, he hasn't had a touchdown this year. He's going up against the Bears, where it should be possible to score some touchdowns here. And yeah, I think he can maybe punch it into the end zone. So those are the new game bets and the new touchdown calls. Here are the new player props that from this video. And since there's only the two, then I'll just let any commenter on this video, no matter what your comment is, will automatically be entered in for the cash giveaway. So be sure to leave a comment down below. My three leans here, and then our Daniel Jones ladder that I alluded to earlier. I don't know why there's a record over there for the ladders. That's the bonus bets record. I don't know what I was trying to do. I obviously am not fully awake yet. But anyway, we took Daniel Jones at his regular line, which was right around 215 when I got it. I think it's gone up a little bit. But anyway, around 215, I also took one leg down from that, you know, so it was like 179, and then 240, 260, 280, and 300. So if he gets all the rungs of the ladder, we're going to get plus 710 for that last rung, and make a ton of money on Daniel Jones. Or, you know, maybe the Colts just fall flat. I just think Daniel Jones has not been asked to pass yet this year, really. I mean, but he's done it anyway. And against some easy teams, some easy victories. Now this is a tough game. It's going to be his first real test. He's probably going to be passing a lot more than normal. And I love the receivers on the Colts. So Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce is not going to be playing last I saw, but Adonai Mitchell will be playing. And then, of course, Tyler Warren, their new stud tight end. I mean, the only thing this Colts team needed was a quarterback who could get the ball into the hands of the receiver because, Anthony Richardson was not able to do that. So Daniel Jones is able to do that, and these receivers are very good. So, yeah, I like this ladder here. You don't have to tell me on it, but I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. All right, that is all I have for you. Here are the game bets updated with that first Thursday game. And just let me know what you think. And we'll talk to you guys on probably Monday. Yeah, probably Monday for the Monday night game. We'll do a video for that. Thanks, guys.